Hi everyone. So I have a wax Melt Empties video that I want to film today. I have not had a lot of videos up, mainly because the majority of my videos I used to do were wax melt hauls, and since I'm on a no buy, I haven't really been getting any mail in. So I apologize for kind of the lack of videos, but I have accumulated quite the empties, so we'll at least go through these today. Some Scentsy, a lot of polypro bags, a few candles, and non-wax empties. The majority, I think, should be Christmas with a little bit of fall still sprinkled in there, and then a few randoms, but mainly Christmas. So let's get started. I feel like today I kind of want to start with the polypro bags. Let's just start. I've grouped all the vendors. So let's start with some L3. The first one we'll start with, I think it was a 2-pack bunt, sugar corn pudding, zucchini bread, and sugar cookie Royale. Loved this one. This isn't necessarily seasonal, just an amazing bakery, and it was so good and so strong. Would definitely pick up a scent with these kind of combination of scents in there. Again, so good. Love anything sugar cookie Royale from L3. We have Gain Vanilla Bean Noel Lavender. I think I threw this in my Christmas because of the Vanilla Bean Noel. Truthfully, you don't really pick up the Vanilla Bean Noel. I barely picked up the lavender as well. It was very Gain heavy, so super strong on the laundry, but it was really good. I enjoy a nice strong laundry scent every now and again. Sugar Plum Mrs. Claus's Cookies. I think this was a puppy pack. To be honest, this was a little bit on the lighter side. I kind of smelled that sweet sugar plum when my nose was a lot closer to the warmer, but honestly, I felt like I didn't get too much of a throw, and I did this in a smaller room. I did this in my office, and typically I can smell scents pretty strong in there. Like, it wasn't that I didn't smell anything. Like I said, it was slight sugar plum, but not as strong as I would have expected. So this one is a little light. This is Winter Snooze. This is basically I added this in there because of winter, but it's not necessarily Christmas specific. But peppermint, herbal, lavender, chamomile. So this was a really pretty, like, calming blend. I feel like this would be a really nice relaxing scent if you're taking a bubble bath, or maybe a scent that you want to put in your warmers before bed. I definitely enjoyed it. I would say it was a strong mint with kind of herbal leaning scents because of the chamomile and lavender, but definitely you get that strong mint. So this was a really good performer. Sweater Weather Cranberry Woods. I think these next couple might be Bitty Betty's, so like her mini loaves. I don't know if I said it. Sweater Weather Cranberry Woods. I think L3's Sweater Weather isn't exactly the Bath & Body Works dupe. Like, it doesn't have that like minty chillness that other Sweater Weather like Bath & Body Works dupes have, which I think is like that eucalyptus. I don't smell that in here. So what I think I was smelling more was Cranberry Woods plus whatever L3 Sweater Weather is, which came off, you know, kind of body care like, but like I said, to me it didn't smell like the Bath & Body Works type, which actually I enjoyed because the Bath & Body Works dupe actually I've come to realize is a little bit too strong for me, a little too heavy. It can tend to give me kind of like a headache. So I actually didn't mind that it wasn't an exact dupe. So, I mean, overall I liked the blend. I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but it wasn't anything I would like write down and repurchase right away. This one's Lavender Frost. Lavender, Christmas trees, vanilla bean Noel, sugar cookies, toasted marshmallow. It was really, really pretty, really good. I would say it was kind of like the Christmas tree and lavender. And then there was some slight bakery notes in the background, but the Christmas tree and lavender came out the strongest to me. I enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely repurchase this again come like next holiday season. And I feel like the Bitty Betty loaf size is perfect, or smaller. A lot of holiday kind of scents I don't need in loaf size because typically I only warm holiday scents around the month of December. So I love having these smaller items. But yeah, that was really good. Really enjoyed that. Sugar Cookie Royale, so good. I actually have quite a bit of these Bitty Betties in Sugar Cookie Royale in my collection. I never want to be without it. It's so good on its own, so good as a blender. I actually mixed this scent. I wasn't going to go over this yet, but I might as well just show it because I mixed it with Fruit Loops, which is one of my lows, which I would mix together with other blends. Like in this case, I mixed with Sugar Cookie Royale, or I've done it on its own, but it is so strong, such a powerhouse fragrance that a little bit goes a long way. So this one actually took me a long time to use up. The last time I warmed it, I mixed it with this Bitty Betty. It was amazing. I loved it so much. It did not take away from the Fruit Loops. It just added this decadent bakery to it. Like, so good. If you haven't tried these two blended together, I highly recommend it. I could like honestly smell both, and they were both really strong and meshed really well together. So both of these are amazing on their own and blended together. Let's keep going with these. Okay, these were actually two pies. They were kind of in the pie tins from Pie Day last year. Well, not last year, but from March. So this one was triple berry pie. This one was good, mainly fruity leaning. I don't know if I was getting like the pie crust. So mainly fruity leaning. I think it was fruity. I don't think it was floral or perfumey leaning. Maybe the slightest bit from raspberry or blackberry, but in general, I feel like it did lean more fruity over like florally perfume, which sometimes raspberry and blackberry scent oils can do that. But like I said, I'm pretty sure it seemed more fruity leaning to me, with maybe the slightest hint of like a floral or perfumey note in the background. But it wasn't super noticeable if you don't like when blackberry, raspberry scents lean that way. I enjoyed it. I would say this was probably like a medium throw. It was good, but not like a favorite or anything like that. This one was amazing though. This again was from Pie Day. Strawberry white cake, fresh picked strawberries, Nilla wafer crust. Definitely got the strawberry white cake and the fresh picked strawberries. I'm not sure about the Nilla wafer crust, but it was so good. Such a pretty sweet strawberry blend. I really enjoyed this. Anything with these kind of scent notes, I would totally pick up again. Graham crackers, birthday cake, pumpkin pecan waffle. Really solid pumpkin pecan waffle bakery scent. I enjoyed it. Cookies with the Clauses. This was a matrix melt. The funny thing is, at first I didn't think I was getting a throw, and I wasn't sure if it was because it's a matrix melt, because sometimes I don't always feel like I get great performance from matrix melts, but typically what I've been doing is, because they're so thin, I'll do like the 2 squares in one warmer instead of 1 square in each warmer, because you can break them off and then they're pretty small thin pieces. So I suggest doing 2 pieces in each warmer. I didn't feel like I was getting a good throw, but what I noticed is when I would leave the room and come back, I would smell it. So I think maybe this one I was just going nose blind to. So I would probably overall maybe say it was a medium when I would come back into the room. I highly suggest that. If you feel like you're not getting a scent throw, honestly, it might just be that you're going nose blind to it. There was actually a couple days that I haven't been turning on all my warmers, or there were a few days in between where I just was taking a little break from warming, and it almost kind of reset my nose, and I kind of realized like all the warmers that I have are definitely not necessary. Like, I used to turn on every single warmer in my apartment. Now I'm only turning on a couple warmers per room and not turning on others, and it's just as strong. So I just feel like I was getting nose blind and felt like I needed to have all these warmers on, but it's really not necessary. So I kind of did a little reset with my nose. Anyway, overall this blend, it wasn't like stand outish in my mind, but I do love Santa's on Keto, that blend. I think I would be willing to try this blend again at some point, but overall I think I enjoyed it. It was just hard. Like I said, I felt like I was going nose blind to it a lot. This was my last custom from L3. So I finished up all my doggy bag customs. This was So Berry Sweet. So I mixed fresh picked strawberries and strawberry pound cake. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I love all things strawberry from L3. So would definitely pick up this blend again. Let's move on to some Sassy Girl Aroma. I don't have too much, just a few. This one was pumpkin pie frosted cookies. I have a few like pumpkin pie kind of scents. which I don't know why I didn't include in my last Wax Melt Empties. It must have been like sitting on my desk and I didn't put it in the pile. So there's going to be a couple like Thanksgiving kind of blends. This overall was probably like a gentle medium throw. I did smell it because I did it in a tea light warmer right next to where I was working, but wasn't like a really strong powerhouse scent, but it was a really pretty sweet pumpkin pie cookie blend. I enjoyed this. I think I would, you know, possibly pick this up again in the future. This one is October Kiss. This is one of those pumpkin pecan waffle blends from Sassy Girl Aroma where, again, I just feel like it was on the lighter side. I'm not sure why that is, but I've noticed a couple of Sassy Girl Aroma's pumpkin pecan waffle blends I don't feel like are very strong. I'm not sure why. This is another one where close to the warmer, it smelled nice, but like scent throw wise, I don't feel like I was smelling it throughout the room when I would just walk around. So definitely on the gentler, lighter side. Abel's mint cookies. This was really, really nice. Like a really nice creamy mint with light chocolate. You definitely do get that chocolate note. It almost reminded me of, what's that Girl Scout cookie that's like dipped in chocolate, I think, and it's peppermint. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but I feel like that's probably what it kind of smells like. Not too heavy on the chocolate. So if you don't like chocolate, I feel like you could still enjoy this one. And it also isn't too heavy on the mint. Like it's not a nose clearing mint. It's just a really pretty creamy mint with some chocolate notes in there as well. Probably like a medium scent throw, decent throw overall. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. Loved this. This is ice cream scoop bread at the I-HOPP. The reason I have this taped on here is because I find Sassy Girl Aroma loaf bags are just a tiny bit too small when I chop up the loaves. So I just rebag them in a 6x9 polypro bag. I'm guessing hers might be 5x8. I don't know, because they're just a tiny bit too tight when I chop up the loaf. But anyway, really, really nice. I enjoyed this a lot. Really good performance. Nice kind of morning bakery blend. Not too heavy on the coffee. Like if you don't like super, super strong coffee, don't be too scared because it is mixed with I-HOPP, which has a little bit of a coffee note. Overall, really, really enjoyed this. It says chocolate cookie at the end there. Didn't notice any chocolate, so if you don't like chocolate, you'd still might like this blend. I would definitely I'd definitely consider rebuying this in the future. Really nice as a blender as well. So that was my Sassy Girl Aroma, not too much there. Now let's do some Rose Girls. I have quite a bit of Rose Girls. This was a sample of Thwomps, which is a Mario melter. I actually got this in a swap from Caitlin. I thought I would warm this. I was kind of hanging on to warming this around the holidays because it does have like a pine note. I enjoyed it, but it's probably not a Mario blend that I would repurchase. I don't always love the Christmas tree note with peppermint. I like Christmas tree and bakery much more, which there is bakery in here too, but the peppermint was somewhat strong. So if you like those kind of notes, you'd probably like it because it was a good performer. I just did the 2 cubes Caitlin gave me in my bathroom warmers. This was a sample of Spruce Willis. If I remember correctly, I think it's a Christmas tree note and a cologne note. Not positive, so correct me if I'm wrong. This was super strong and really long lasting. I did this in my office warmers, so I'm in my living room area, but I did this in my office warmers, the room I usually record my empties in. Empties, I mean all videos in. But anyway, it's a smaller room, lasted all day long and was super, super strong. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to purchase this again, like in a mini melter, but like if I got it in a sample size again, I'd for sure warm it. I just don't know if I need like a full mini melter bag of it, but good performer. We have Pomegranate Cranberry Jam. So pretty. This was like a bright, fruity, juicy cranberry pomegranate scent, not like a mulled potpourri kind of a scent. Pomegranate is a really nice, bright, fruity scent, so maybe that's why it leaned more bright and juicy and fruity. Really like this. This was really strong throw. Enjoyed it a lot. Candy corn, sweet pumpkin pie, vanilla crunch donuts. This must have been one I was just trying to use up because this is on the older side. I think, yeah, this is from August 2021. Definitely on the lighter side. I don't know if it's because it is a 1.5 years old or if it's just light, because I don't always smell candy corn. Candy corn notes, maybe it lightened up the blend in general. So I don't know, hard to tell if it was age or if it was just in general a lighter blend. Peppermint mocha cake pops. This was peppermint mocha marshmallows cake pops. So this kind of reminded me of that Sassy Girl Aroma Abel's mint cookies. It gave that kind of chocolatey mint note. You did get a little of the mocha, like maybe a slight mocha kind of coffee note, but to me, mocha's not super strong coffee. Mocha just to me smells chocolatey, like a chocolatey coffee, if that makes sense. So it was good. I mean, I overall enjoyed it. It was light peppermint, so it wasn't like a nose clearing peppermint either. I'd probably say the chocolatey mocha was number one with some chillness in the air with that peppermint. Good performance. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. Now we have some more Mario melters. I was trying to go through some of my Mario melters that I had gotten from last year. So this one is Christmas Eve in Cookie Land. I remember so the funny thing with this, so I had a little chunk bag of this because I think I got it in a Big Kahuna box or something like that. Warmed it. I think I remember saying it was light and I didn't really smell it. At first when I was warming this, I felt the same. I was like, am I smelling it? I don't know. Then I realized this is another one of these blends. What one did I already just talk about? I can't remember. This is one of these blends that I think you go nose blind to easily. Oh, was it the Matrix Melt from L3 that I was saying that? Because I was thinking, I don't smell it. I'd walk out of the room and come back and it hit my nose so strong. It was so amazing. Then 10 minutes in, as I'm in the same room, I'm like, do I smell it? Is the fragrance gone now? I'd walk out of the room, come back. It was amazing. So for some reason, I go nose blind to this one, but when I walk out of the room and come back, it's so amazing. When I finished this up, so the first time when I was doing that thinking I was going nose blind, I was doing it in the open concept living room kitchen area, which I'm in now. The second time I did this to use up the last couple chunks, I did it in our office. My husband was working in there all day long. He was on lots of calls, so the door was shut. When he opened the door, it like whoosh, like the scent like leaked out of the office and like filled up the kitchen area. It was so strong. So I guess long story short, like sometimes you just go nose blind and it is truly a strong powerhouse scent. I don't think I picked this up this year because I remember when I was doing my little sample chunk bag from my Big Kahuna, I didn't feel like performance was good. Now I'm really kicking myself for not picking this up because it was amazing, like so good. Such a decadent bakery. I loved it so much. So I will definitely be picking up a couple mini melter bags of these again next year, or if she just offers it in an RTS or pre-order. But for sure, if she doesn't offer it till the Mario lineup next year, I will be picking this up. So good. Like I said, definitely medium, if not strong leaning. But if you go nose blind to this or feel like, oh, I'm not smelling it, I would suggest like leaving the room and coming back after a little while when your nose kind of like recalibrates, and then see if you smell it, because it was really strong. This was a surprise. On cold, I felt like it wasn't anything special. It didn't smell strong. On warm, it was amazing. And this is another one that I'm kicking myself for not warming prior to the Mario pre-order, because I would have picked this up again. This is a very Mario Thanksgiving. So good. I feel like it's like the sweet potato and the caramel pralines coming out more. It almost reminded me of those like brown sugar, what is it, chestnuts and brown sugar scent oil. I think that's the scent oil that some vendors carry. It kind of reminded me of that one. It was so good. It, like I said, it kind of was like a brown sugar bakery scent, which I feel like a lot of people on sweet potato usually do, like the brown sugar and like the marshmallow on top. It was amazing, and it was really long lasting. I would definitely be picking up this again in her Mario lineup. This one is Warp Zone Monster Cookie Fluff Puffs Peppermint Vanilla Crunch Donuts. This was good. I would say definitely more mint forward with the bakery in the background. Like, you definitely get strong mint. Then as it goes on for a couple hours, I think then you can definitely pick up the bakery more, but it's very strong on the mint. I enjoyed it. This is another one that I don't think I picked up more this year. I'd consider picking up another bag, probably not multiples, but maybe just like one bag of it to have in my collection again next year. Koopa Claus is coming to town. This was really good too. Another one where on cold, to me, it doesn't smell super outstanding or anything like that, but on warm, it was really, really good. To me, it didn't seem like it was a very long lasting blend compared to some of them. I feel like it kind of fizzled out after a couple hours, but while it was going, it was really, really, really good. So I'm glad I picked up another bag of this one this year. And then the last Rose Girls was a chunk pie, a half chunk pie, which I think is at least 2 years old because Caitlin actually gifted this to me in our swap video we did a while back. And it was one of those half chunk pies that was cut into 4 pieces. So I think it was from the previous year. And this year she didn't do chunk pies. So good, still through, amazing. I loved it. I love Boo's Spooky Castle. I did pick up more of this year because it's a really, really good blueberry scent with additional decadent bakery notes in there. Really enjoyed it, loved it. So would definitely pick this blend up again. We have, so the next couple vendors I have here, actually, okay, let me change it up. Let me pull this one out first. I did a lot of swanky samples, not samples, like chunks from her mystery grab bags. So I don't feel like, unless it really stands out in my mind, I'll probably just breeze through it. In general, I do like swanky performance. Some of these aren't necessarily my scent preference. Like, I wouldn't necessarily jump to buy them again just because I got them in mystery bags, but I did enjoy while I warmed all of them. Most of them I would do either in the office or split up in the bathroom warmers. Frozen Lake, I think, is the Bath & Body Works dupe. I remember it being pretty, but nothing too crazy, nothing too much that sticks in my mind. I do love Swanky's wax formula. It's very soft. Leaves, Crayon Apple, Marmalade, Pomegranate Cider. I don't know. I think I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but like not a scent I would necessarily like jump to repurchase. Eve's Kiss, I think this was pretty. Honestly, I can't recall too much. I didn't really write notes on these ones too much. Falling in Love Cozy Mittens, I loved this one. I remember even telling my husband, how good does this smell? And I just did it in like a tea light warmer and a couple other warmers in my living room, and it filled up the warmers, and it was relatively long lasting. Sometimes Swanky is in line with L3 where it's super powerhouse, but not too long lasting. This was one of those where it was so amazing the first couple hours, and then I think it fizzled out. You know, I changed it like halfway through the day. Holiday Yankee type, very heavy on the cinnamon. So it wasn't my favorite scent, but it was a strong performer. Russian Tea, I don't really recall this one. Winter Soiree, I think this one was pretty. I would pick this up again next year. And then Holiday, I liked this one a lot. I wrote that I enjoyed it. Would definitely pick it up. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel because I don't typically like the roasted pine cone note. It's a little too earthy to me, but I think it was more Palo Santo and smoked vanilla Noel. It was really pretty. Okay, now what I was gonna say is these two vendors that I am gonna show, one is Candles from the Keeping Room and one is VCS. If you like these vendors or you wanna try them out within this next year because Carol's gonna be retiring soon. I think she was supposed to retire at the end of this year in 2022. I think she has still oils left, so I believe, I'm not sure, I think she's gonna give business updates, so just keep track on her Facebook page. I know she'll have at least one more opening probably. I don't know. She'll probably give a business update maybe as we head into the new year. But she will be retiring soon, so if you're looking to purchase, you have to jump on her site when she has her openings. VCS, I don't know if you guys saw, but if you're part of her Facebook page, she did recently put an announcement up that 2023 is going to be her last year open, and then VCS will be closing. So she's got you know, relatively often releases. So if you love VCS, definitely purchase from her releases because 2023 is the last year she'll be open. So let me just show my VCS because it's only 3. The first one is Finally It's Christmas. This one I really didn't smell. VCS to me overall is usually kind of a gentle medium. This one happened to be light though. I didn't really notice this one. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. This is another one. If I had to choose between the Sassy Girl Aroma Pumpkin Pie, well, can I compare? No, not the Sassy Girl Aroma Pumpkin Pie. The Rose Girls, a Very Mario Thanksgiving, and this one, because they're both like sweet potato pie bakery scents, I would most definitely pick the Rose Girls one. That one was way stronger. This to me was on the light end. Didn't really smell it too much, but oh my goodness, this was amazing. This was a loaf of Oh Holy Night butter pecan shortbread zucchini bread. This was so good. The minute it hit the warmer, amazing. I'm really sad that I went through this loaf, but I enjoyed it so much. Loved it. I feel like I definitely got the butter pecan shortbread. I didn't notice the zucchini bread so much, but it was so decadent and delicious and so good. I loved this loaf. I enjoyed every last bit of it. Lastly, I've been trying to be good about my candles from the keeping room. I'm kind of sad. I'm glad for staying strong, but I'm a little sad that I didn't participate in her November ready to ship or her November opening just because she is going to be retiring. So that's my only regret during this whole no buy is I should have just ordered from Carol. But I thought, you know what? Let me start warming some of her stuff and enjoying and not just like hoarding. So same thing as the Swanky. I'm going to go through these samples, and if it's something that really stood out in my mind, I'll let you know, but otherwise it's kind of sometimes hard to judge just single like scent samples. Donut Shop, I remember this one actually being pretty good. Most of these I did in the bathroom warmers just because it was a single melt. Sometimes I would do it on a tea light. Grape Blow Pops, very strong. Really did smell like a grape blow pop. Twisted Strawberry Juniper. I thought it would be a strawberry and like a earthy scent. Is juniper like a plant or something? I don't know. And then I don't know what the Twisted is because when I think of Twisted, I always think of Twisted Peppermint. It definitely didn't have a mint note. This was pretty good. Sweet overall. I think mainly I smelled the strawberry. I don't know. I can't quite remember though. Apple Wreath. I think this is like an apple and maybe pine or Christmas tree note. Definitely strong on the apple. I think it was green apple. It was really, really strong on the apple. Not so strong on whatever makes up the wreath note. Country Bumpkin. Don't really recall. Pink Champagne Marshmallow. This was definitely like a perfumey leaning scent. I thought it was really pretty though. This one is Sweet Spicy Zucchini Fluff. So interesting. I've never been one to notice zucchini bread as like corn chip like. Very corn chippy. Like this smelled like a tortilla chip to me. I don't know why. I've almost never had that happen. Very infrequently. This one smelled so strong of a tortilla chip or like a corn chip. I don't know if it's Carol's zucchini bread. I've had a couple zucchini blend mixes, I think. And I haven't noticed it. So I don't know if it's specifically this sweet spicy zucchini note that smelled like a corn chip, but this is crazy. Really strong, but when I walked into my bathroom, I'm like, this is very odd. An odd bathroom scent. This is I Want Cake. I think it's like a, oh yeah, it's like Let Them Eat Cake blend or type. So it's more of a body care perfumey, not supposed to be necessarily like decadent edible bakery. I actually really liked it. It reminded me of like a body care vanilla kind of a scent. I would consider maybe picking this up if I saw it in one of Carol's releases. And then this is Christmas Wassail. I don't really remember. Okay, now we did some bags. I'm super proud of myself for doing some of her bags. This one is Yog Nog Type. I loved it. The funny thing is it smelled weird on cold to me. Not weird in a bad way, but just different. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but I loved it. It was kind of between a bakery and a body care note. Like it would flip-flop. Like I would think, is this bakery? And then I would flip-flop and think, is this more body care leaning bakery? Like, not so much edible leaning. So I don't know. It is a Lush type, I think, right? I think it's Lush, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was more body care leaning bakery, because not so much on the edible side, just because Lush is a body care Bath and Body store. So honestly, I would be tempted to pick this up again, just because, like I said, Carol is retiring, so I think she kind of pours scents, not necessarily seasonal scents, kind of all different seasons. So if this still shows up in one of her releases she does in early 2023, I might pick it up and hang on to it for next Christmas time. Mr. Bear's Pumpkin Pecan Waffle. This was so good. I really liked it. So it's like a bear claw and a pumpkin pecan waffle, like decadent. You really smell both notes. Really enjoyed it. Cookie Kitchen. I think this is the only one that was a little bit like disappointing on warm. Didn't really notice it on cold. Wasn't sure though, because Carol is paraffin wax, so it's really hard. You can't really get a great sense of how it's going to smell on warm until you warm it, because the wax is so hard, that paraffin. But truth be told, it was pretty light on warm as well. I really didn't notice this one, so this probably wouldn't be one that I would want to repurchase. Huckleberry Pizzelle, really nice. I think she says blueberry, raspberry, grape, strawberry, peach. I would definitely say I felt like it was mainly grape. Huckleberries from some vendors to me come off more blueberry-like. This one smelled more grape-like, but I did really like it and I enjoyed it. I would say this was probably like a medium, not super strong, but not light or anything, just like a nice medium scent. I enjoyed it while I warmed it. I don't know if it's something I would like jump to repurchase if I saw it in one of her openings, but I did enjoy it. And then the last one is Sweet Pumpkin Mousse. Even though it says Sweet Pumpkin Mousse, when I smell it on cold, I thought it was more spicy leaning. However, when I did go to warm it, it's definitely sweet. It didn't smell spicy to me when I went to warm it. I don't know why I felt like it smelled spicy on cold, but it was a really, really pretty sweet pumpkin on warm. Really enjoyed it to the point where I would possibly consider picking this up again too if I saw it in an RTS, just to hang on to for next fall. So really enjoyed that. So those were all my Polypro bags. Let's go on to the clamshells. Let me just start with a couple Bathing Garden. And let me tell you, all these Bathing Gardens were pretty strong. So the first I did is a French Country Christmas, golden French vanilla layers with sweet fresh green balsam. This was so good, so good. I loved it. Would definitely pick it up again. You know what it almost reminds me of is the blend that I created for Rose Girls, which I called Mario's Home for the Holidays, which is a Christmas tree and bakery scent. It almost kind of reminded me of that. I haven't warmed that one yet. I've been waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I've been waiting to melt that one for like a special occasion. But on cold sniff, in comparison to this one, it kind of smells similar. I really like this one. I am on a strict no Bathing Garden buy for a long time, because I mean, if you've seen any of my Bathing Garden collections, I picked up a lot and went kind of crazy. When I feel like I want to repurchase wax again, this would be one that I would consider repurchasing. It was really nice. A Snow Globe World, buttermint candy canes, salted caramel, brown sugar, roasted chestnut. So there's that like brown sugar chestnut note. I would say salted caramel, brown sugar, and chestnuts what came out the most. I don't feel like it was very mint leaning at all. You get a little bit of mint when you smell it on cold, but I don't feel like it came out on warm. I actually liked it a lot because I do like that brown sugar chestnut scent. So this is another one I would maybe consider purchasing again one day in the future. I would say both of these, French Country Christmas was probably a little bit stronger than this one. I would say this was like a strong medium and this was like a gentle medium. I did these in my open kind of concept kitchen living room area. So if I did them in a smaller room, maybe they would be on the stronger side though. These two, crazy strong. So the first one is Winter Jammies. Sweet cotton laced with lavender, blends with peppermint marshmallow frosting. I did this in the office. Again, one day when my husband was in the office, I was out here working. He had a lot of meetings. So whenever one of us has a lot of meetings, someone is always in a different room because we can't both be like in meetings talking the whole time. It'd just be too distracting. I split up this whole clam, so the 6 cubes, in the warmers in the office. He was in there for like all day long. I opened the office door at the end of the day and was like flooded with this that smelled like a mixture of like laundry, lavender, and peppermint. So strong to the point I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry that was so strong. Like I can start turning off some of the warmers, because the minute it hit my nose, it was so strong it almost gave me like a headache. I just think because it was so strong. It was good, but you do not need to do a whole clam of this. It was like that strong. I rarely have bathing garden that is like that powerful, but this is one of them that was like, whoa, like I needed to turn off some of the warmers. So very strong performer. And then this one was Sleepy. Sleepy is pink sugar, peppermint, vanilla. The weirdest thing, this smelled like plastic in the clam. Like it smelled weird on cold, but you do not get that kind of weird plasticky note on warm at all. I split this up in the bathroom warmers on different days, not the whole thing, because that would be a lot of wax in one warmer, but really strong, good performer. This is another one that I have a feeling if I split up the whole clam and did it in the office warmer, I think it would perform like winter jammies. I think it would be a powerhouse scent. Pretty strong peppermint. Any more bathing garden? No. Okay, let's do Scentsy. I did 2 Nightmare Before Christmas blends. They were both really good performers, and for now I'm gonna keep all 3 of them in my club. I don't know what the third one is. These 2 I had gotten in a whiff box. I have all 3 of them in my club, but I haven't gotten my club hasn't processed since adding all 3 because I did skip my November one. So I can't remember what the third one is in the collection, but these 2 I actually really liked. So Roll the Dice. I feel like Roll the Dice is a hit or miss. I think people either love it or hate it. I think I loved it. Okay, to me, it smells like Hollister or like Abercrombie. Like it takes me back to childhood. It definitely kind of has a cologne note to it to me, but plus citrus. On warm, I smell some citrus that I don't pick up from like Hollister or Abercrombie, but other than the citrus, I feel like it reminds me of those like stores that I went to like in high school and middle school, you know? This was a powerhouse scent that lasted so long. I think this is to date the strongest Scentsy scent that I've warmed, and I really liked it. So I'm gonna keep this in my club. It didn't scream Christmas to me. It has like sage, dark fruits, balsam, but it didn't scream Christmas tree. It just screamed kind of masculine and cologne-like. I liked it. So I'm gonna keep this in my club for now. This one, Jack's Obsession. I thought it was really pretty. To me, it smelled exactly like the notes. It's like an apple spice, clove, and cinnamon. Definitely get that pretty like apple spice note. Kind of a warm apple spice. A little potpourri leaning. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. This one was strong as well. Not as strong and long lasting as the Jack's Obsession, but it was a good performer to the point where I think I'm gonna leave it in my club for now. Not something I would warm in the summer, so I don't know how long I'm gonna leave that one in my club, but I want to get another one at least. We have a couple other fall and holiday scents. Oh, Pretty in Plaid. I picked this up during like a clearance, probably like a year ago, but I know they've had this before, or it's been in like those 10 Scentsy bar bundles where like this might have been one of the scents in like a Christmas one. Woody juniper berries jive with minty fresh wintergreen, festive Douglas fir, tart, bright cranberries. When I first got this in, I did not like how it smelled, but I warmed up to it. When I warmed it this year, I actually kind of liked it, which is so funny because it's been in my collection so long, because anytime I smelled it, I didn't really like it. This was also a really strong performer. the thing is with this one is it flopped a lot, where I'd kind of be like, wait, do I like this? And then I'd be like, no, I don't think I do. Then I walk into the room again and be like, do I though? And then I walk back in and be like, oh, okay, I don't like how it's transforming. After a couple hours, it kind of leaned a little musty to me. So I don't know if it's like one of the fir notes, maybe the Douglas fir or something. After a couple hours, it started smelling a little like musty, like gym bag. So after that, I definitely changed it. But when I first put in the warmers, I kind of liked it. I don't know, because it transformed on warm and I had to change it out because I didn't like that musty note. I don't know if it would be worth it for me to actually like repurchase this one again, but I didn't mind it at first when I started warming it. A few fall ones. Autumn Road Trip. I kind of considered this more winter because I felt like the silver oak was pretty strong and it kind of reminded me of Christmas tree. But then when I was warming it, I kind of felt like I was getting like the apple. So it kind of flip-flopped. Like when I first smelled it, I thought it was the silver oak, but then I definitely also got the apple on warm. So I enjoyed it. Not to the point where I need to put this in my club year round, but I would maybe pick this up again next year if they come out with it again. Cranapple Crumble. It's good, but nothing special to me. I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like too strong or noticeable in the warmers. It wasn't like weak. I noticed it, but it wasn't anything that I would like be like, oh my gosh, I need to repurchase this, or this needs to be my club. Like, I enjoyed it for the one bar I warmed this season, but I'm good. Same feelings about this one, Apple Cherry Strudel. It was good. I don't know if I get much like apple. I don't know. It was nice. I enjoyed it. Wasn't anything special. Kind of light to medium. Again, nothing like too strong or noticeable. So nothing I need to repurchase, but I wasn't like disappointed or anything with it. This one is Tinselberry. I remember thinking I loved this one when I got it in because I thought I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally get the strawberry and the sweet sugar. I love it. It definitely changed the longer it sat in my collection, because when I first got it in, I didn't notice the cinnamon or cranberry really at all. After a couple months, because I got this during my September club, when I went to smell this again now, I can definitely pick up the cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon bark or something, and I barely pick up the strawberry. So it's crazy how things can kind of sit and transform as they sit in your collection, or just how they transform on warm, because on warm, it was definitely the cinnamon, and even on cold after I smelled it and it cured in my collection for a while. So decent performance, but just not something that I ended up liking after it cured and how it smelled on warm. Definitely heavy on the cinnamon. Definitely smells like a Christmas holiday scent. So I mean, it was good for the holidays, but one bar is enough for me. Then these two are just kind of random. Flower Child from Bring Back My Bar. Really like it. This is the one Bring Back My Bar I think I kept in my club out of all of them, so like it. We'll keep it in my club. So pretty, kind of a girly perfumey scent to me. And then this is Lavender Cotton. Don't know when I picked this up. Definitely herbal leaning. It reminds me of a Lush bath bomb. Like, it reminds me of a something that you would pick up and smell in Lush and be like, oh yep, that's a nice relaxing bath bomb. Like, it has this like bath bomby, powdery, chalky scent to it. I don't know. I mean, good performance, but nothing, you know, I enjoyed it while I warmed it, but I don't need to like repurchase it again at this moment. My other Scentsy, I finished my first Scentsy soak, Dancing Sugar Plums. This I picked up on a clearance, I'm sure. They're a really good deal if you can get them on sale. If they're not on sale, I feel like they're still a good deal because it lasted a long time. In comparison, basically it's the powder form of like a bath bomb, is to me how it performed. It does have that Himalayan bath salt, which bath bombs have them too. Some of them, they'll drop like the salt in the water. So like I said, it's basically powder version of a bath bomb, but I feel like you just get way more out of it. Like, one Lush bath bomb can be like between like $5 to $10 and you use it once. This lasted a long time. I think I got it on sale for probably like maybe like $8. So worth it. I would definitely pick up more Scentsy Soak, especially if they're on sale, because like I said, really, really good deal, and I enjoyed it a lot. I just kind of shook it over my tub until I felt like it was a good amount. I'm really glad. I think I have like another Scentsy Soak in my collection, at least one or two, and I really, really liked it. So definitely would repurchase these. Two random Teddy Bees samples, then we'll go on to the non, wax, I guess. The first one is the Bee Charmer. This one doesn't stand out in my mind like anything I would repurchase. And then Spun Sugar. I loved this one so much. I think actually, if I remember correctly, I feel like both of these might have been her luxury oils. So they were a little bit more expensive than her typical prices. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably why I didn't go for any of them. This was so good and really strong. I did it in one of my office warmers, just one, and it filled up the whole office. I loved it. So I would maybe consider purchasing this if she ever offers it again. So good. We have one, what is this? Shower gel bubble bath. So I use this as a bubble bath. This is Christmas Cookies from Philosophy. I just love these. These last forever. Smelled really nice. Did what it said it was going to do. It created a nice bubble bath. So enjoyed this. This I purchased. This is old. This is a couple years old, I feel like. So I just wanted to use it up. Two Bath & Body Works soaps. One in Pumpkin Cupcake. One in Pumpkin Apple. Trying to use up my fall scents. I feel like I still have some fall scents before I even have to get into Christmas / winter. In fact, I don't even think I have any Christmas holiday soaps just because I had so much fall ones that I'm just going to use through first. I'm trying not to like hoard too much. But yeah, really enjoyed. They foamed, they lathered, they did what they were supposed to. This is one little pocket back in Strawberry Pound Cake. So good. You know, the funny thing is I had one of these Strawberry Pound Cake pocket backs. I traveled with it when we went to Hawaii in February. I remember using this in the elevator. I squirted on my hands. I gave my husband some. Someone else walked into the elevator and was like, oh, it smells so good. It smells like super sweet. And then I was like, oh, it's my Strawberry Pound Cake hand sanitizer. And it was a like older man as well, and he's like, oh, it smells so sweet, like it smells so good. I just thought it was so funny. So it was super strong. I love Strawberry Pound Cake in the pocket back. I'd highly suggest it. In the candle, not so much, but definitely in the body care. And then one Bath & Body Works candle, Pumpkin Peanut Brittle. This was amazing. I usually say that these 3-wick candles smell good like halfway through, then it just smells like a burning wick, and I just like it for the ambiance. This smelled good all the way through. I totally was tempted on Candle Day to buy more of these, but I didn't because I'm on a no-buy. But if they come out with this next year, I am getting at least 2 because I loved it. It smelled so good. Even when I open it now, it smells good, which is very rare. Like typically I would think it would smell like a burning wick. It burned itself out. That's why, I wasn't going to trim the wicks after it burned itself out. I will say this is the first candle. I don't put it in a candle crock or anything. I just burn my candles. This is the first one where the wick moved on the last burn. If you can see, it's super close to the glass. I didn't notice that. So I was a little scared. The one that moved actually was still, the flame was still going. These two had burned themselves out. So I walked by and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how did the wick get all the way over there? So I blew it out because it's so close to the glass. I've just never had it move like that on me. I know they can move when you put them in the candle crocks, but I don't know, the glue must have kind of like came loose and it kind of floated over to the edge of the candle. So I guess, definitely be careful and watch your candles when they're going, but I just blew it out since it was to the end anyway. But I am so impressed with this Pumpkin Peanut Brittle. I would 100% repurchase it. I thought it was so good. And then 3 more candles. Two of them are candles that I got from Etsy, actually for my husband's birthday, because they're SpongeBob themed. So it's from this seller on Etsy, Something Rad Candle Co. These were woodwick ones, so they were really good. I love the ambiance. They did that nice crackle sound, really, really nice. This one still smells good. It says hazelnut, coffee, vanilla. To me, it smells like a Tootsie Roll. So really strong. I don't even know what it would have been, the hazelnut, coffee, or vanilla, because it smelled like chocolate to me. I enjoyed it. So obviously this is Sandy. All in all, wasn't the best performer, only because you can kind of see like the buildup on the sides. Towards the end, it started leveling itself out, but there were definitely times where, you know, the wax wouldn't pool out all the way through. But overall, I did enjoy these candles. I like the ambiance of the woodwick, the kind of crackle sound. So I enjoyed it. We have 2 more of these because it came in a 4-pack set. And I mean, I'm happy overall. And I do love purchasing from like small businesses, like on Etsy. I like kind of like looking around. So overall, I'm happy with the performance. You can kind of see this one too. So this one was Patrick, Twinkle Twinkle. This one still smells amazing too. Like it never smelled like a burning wick or anything. Maybe that's because it's a woodwick candle. I don't know. Peach, orange, raspberry. It definitely smells like peach. Yeah, it smells really good. It smells like a Bath and Body Works like scent. So you can kind of see the edge didn't fully kind of pool out, but all in all, it did decent. So, I mean, I'm happy with the performance of them. I think they were really nice to crackle. And then last one is from, I think it's from like Anthropology. This is what it looks like. My mom gets me these ones on occasion, so it's kind of a little one. Again, this one, it did okay, but you can kind of see the buildup on the side there, and then it burned itself out. It did level itself out on some of the sides, but then some sides, it doesn't look like the wick is not centered, so I'm not sure why it didn't really melt down on the other side, but yeah, so not like greatest candle performance, but I mean, it, you know, it burned itself out and it did fine, and I definitely didn't baby this. I mean, it's so small that I wasn't gonna just like cotton ball it or anything like that, but really pretty jar it's in. So that is all my empties. Like I said, I tried to do a lot of Christmas holiday since we're in December now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry for kind of the lack of videos. I'm hoping like in the new year and kind of once we move, I'll be kind of back on the video game. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great December. I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas holiday blends as well if you've started warming those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.